Let's get it. Welcome to tonight's Zoom call. You already know what it is. We got to be delivering some value and some fire for you guys. We got a special guest tonight. My boy Dewan pulled through. And he's about to go ahead and give an introduction himself. But yeah, me and Dewan, we met about, I'd say maybe about 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah,
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 two
yeah.
years ago. But before I even go into it even more, I want you to go ahead and Juan, give yourself an introduction and let the people know who you are.
Yeah, yeah. So my name is Dewan Martin. From Toronto, Canada, currently living in Brazil. I grew up playing football. I was a high-level football player, played in Pennsylvania and Iowa for college. After that, came back to Canada. I played there. Once that was finished and my football career kind of finished, I moved over into music. And then after that, I pivoted into online fitness coaching. And then, so I've been doing that now for the past 4 years. And then through that is how me and bro met. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Absolutely. So, man, we just gonna jump straight into it. You guys, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat box as we go. We'll answer, we'll save them for the end of the Zoom call. But yeah, if you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat box down below. Okay. But Dewan, man, let's go ahead and hop into it, bro. So a lot of people that are with me right now, a lot of my clients that are with me right now, they're all at different levels with their fitness journey, right? Some are super experienced, some are new, some are like kind of intermediate, kind of middle ground. I want you to talk about your journey, bro. Like, what got you into fitness? What makes you do it now? And why do you choose to help people as well, too?
Yeah, so as I said, I was a football player, so I was always active, but my strength was my speed. So I heavily relied on that in high school. But then it got to the point in grade 10 when I was probably a buck 45 soaking wet playing football. I ended up getting tackled and I broke my arm because I was so skinny. I believe that was part of the reason why. So ever since that day, I started to take fitness more serious because I knew that speed was not enough
Mm.
on the football field, but in life in general. Like you need to be all around, right? You need to be strong, fast, powerful, lean, the whole nine, right? So that's kind of what really got me into lifting. And then in terms of why I do what I do, I just feel like, well, for me personally, fitness is, it's for me, it's about the mind, body, and soul, right? So I believe that you need to be working on all three at all times to be holistically healthy. And for me, the gym, weight training is how I train my body, but also my mind as well, because of course there's mental benefits. So that's why I go to the gym. And why I'm coaching people is because I love to help, man. Like I really love to help people go from here to here and actually change their life because I know once I help them get fit, it's going to trickle down into the people in their life and then it's going to create a ripple effect. And I just love seeing people change for the better. So, yeah, that's why I do what I do.
That's fire, bro. That's fire. You got so many nuggets in there too, man. I was skinny too, bro. I was skinny too. So like I had that same struggle. I was so skinny, bro. People used to call me bird chest, right? So
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that, man. But as you said, fitness doesn't only just help with, of course, you building up the body, but it helps you to build yourself into uh a whole man, right? What
Definitely.
you talk about that, man? Like, how have you seen fitness develop yourself in other areas of your life besides just fitness?
Yeah, so I think fitness is the foundation, right? Especially as a man, like it's literally the foundation. I'm kind of old school, traditional in a sense. I believe that men are supposed to protect, provide, and lead, right? So,
Mm.
how can a man protect not only himself, but his wife, his kids, if he's weak? You can't. So, you need to be strong physically, right? And as I said, getting strong physically is going to help you become stronger mentally.
Mm.
Now, uh, Yeah, that's really, what it's about. What was the other part of your question?
Um, what was the other part to my question? I guess
I
like
lost.
how have you seen it in your life?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. Impact. Yes, yes, yes. Man, my memory.
yeah.
Don't smoke weed, man. I used to smoke weed. I'm 4 years sober now, clean. Don't smoke weed, you lose your brain cells. But so yeah, fitness, as I said, is the foundation, and everything you learn in fitness can be transferred over to other parts of your life. Discipline, routine, consistency, attention to detail, work ethic. The same attributes that you use to get fit are the same attributes that you can use to start a business, advance in your career, improve your relationship with your significant other, just be a better man overall. It's literally the same thing.
Mm,
So if you can do it in the gym, you could do it elsewhere. Just take those same skills and apply it.
bro, that's 100% facts. And I went on my story and I talked about this today too. I was like, it is so easy for men to win nowadays. It
Yeah.
is so easy. Because most men, 90% of men don't want to do what you guys are doing right now. They don't want to show
Right.
up and work out. They don't want to show up and eat better. They don't want to show up and change their lifestyle. Most men don't want to do that. So it's so easy to get ahead, man. It really is as a man nowadays. You know, I want you to talk about that, bro. Like, what's your, I guess your perspective on men nowadays from what you've seen?
Ah, man. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a sad sight for the majority of men, right? Because a lot of men don't have any hope. It's almost like they've given up on life. So majority are not working out. They're not even trying to date. They don't care about their jobs. Some are not even working. Some aren't even looking for jobs. If they don't have jobs, they have vices, vape, weed, explicit websites. They're just destroying themselves.
Yeah,
And
man.
I think back to what bro said, even if you put in 10% effort, you're going to be ahead because the bar is so low. So, and it's not to say that, life is a competition, because I believe that, there's room for everyone to eat and prosper. But the truth of the matter is, you might see a beautiful girl, and there might be some other dudes that also see a beautiful girl. So who's she gonna pick?
Yeah,
Right? And I'm not saying it's about money, it's about status, it's about how you look, etc. I believe it's a combination of things. So I believe in what's called the straight seven system. And essentially what that is you don't have to be, or you don't want to be a 10 in one area and a 1 in other areas. So you don't want to be the fat guy who's super rich, but you don't want to be the six-pack dude who's broke. You want to
mm,
be a straight seven across the board. So that speaks to your your fitness and health, your finances, your mindset, your emotional intelligence, how you dress, how you carry yourself, your communication, charisma, confidence, etc. Right? All these things play a factor. But as I said, you get your fitness right, and everything else will fall into place.
for real. For real, bro. And I couldn't agree with that anymore. Like that's straight facts. When you work on your fitness, don't let that be the sole thing that you're just putting your all your focus into, right? Like still try to get your career right, try to get your relationships right, emotions right, all that good stuff. But it's like I don't know what it is. It's just something when you start to take care of your health, it's like that's the center root, that's the centerpiece for everything to then prosper in your life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I've seen in my life. I remember when I wasn't on my fitness journey, like how I should have been, right? And I was just smoking, drinking, partying, all that stuff, right? Everything in my life just started becoming chaotic. But then once I got focused with my fitness goals, everything else then started to come back in. So they're going with each other hand in hand, man. Absolutely. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. Let's switch it up and talk a little bit more about fitness right now and health and all that good stuff, bro. So some of my clients right now, some of them are on meal plans, and then some of them are also doing macros right now, just like straight macro coaching. So we're going to talk a little bit more about macro coaching because meal plans, that's pretty self-explanatory, pretty straightforward, right? How do you balance macros, like hitting your macros and being able to enjoy life at the same time too?
Yeah, so here's the thing. As I said, I grew up playing football since I was like 8 or 9 years old. So I always been athletic. So for me, I don't really have to count my macros because I've been doing this for so long. Now, I'm not saying don't count your macros because it's very valuable if you want to lose weight. But for me personally, I don't do that. But what I do practice is the 80-20 rule,
Mm.
right? So 80% of the time, I'm locked in with my eating. And, what that means is high protein meals, a bit of carbs, of course, get your veggies and fruits in. Just went to the grocery store. I got some bananas. Um, and then the 20% is maybe the Friday night, the Saturday you want to have a nice dinner. That's fine, um but throughout the week I'm not drinking juice, things of that nature. I'll save that for maybe Friday or Saturday, um because you want to it like I believe in doing both. Like, okay, we need to get fit, but we also need to enjoy our life, right? We're not bodybuilders here, at least I don't think so. You don't need to look like Megatron. Like, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, you just don't have to. If
Yeah.
you're lean, you're strong, that's all you need. And, that can be done through uh macros, following the plan and getting it done.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And it makes me think of people that do like keto diets, carnivore diets,
Mhm.
stuff like that. The stuff is very restrictive and it gets you quick results, but it doesn't lead you with sustainable
No,
results.
no, it's not.
You feel what I'm saying on that?
Absolutely. Yeah, man. It's not sustainable at all. And through my fitness journey, I learned that for sure. For example, like when I was first starting off my online coaching business 4 years ago, I knew I had to look the part, right? So I'm like, okay. And this was around COVID time. So really there was no gyms. So I'm like, okay, how can I get fit? Oh, keto, no carbs, so much cardio, right? And I did that. And yeah, I got lean, but I was so tired.
Bro.
I was always so hungry. I was feeling weak in the gym. I was weak doing push-ups. I was weak. I looked good, but I didn't feel good. And there's no point of that to be, you know, pleasing the world, but not pleasing yourself on the inside. So once I got that lean, I had to, you know, understand what I was doing, stop, make a switch, and then learn the right way so it could be sustainable.
Yeah, man, because it's like I did everything too, bro. So I did the whole keto trap and everything, man. And it's like the shit gives you good results quick, but like you said, it just your energy levels are low. You just feel terrible. And it is not worth it. It's just not worth it, right? Now, I want to speak upon how do you stay consistent, man? There are some people right now that they kind of struggle with staying consistent with hitting their meals or hitting the gym. What would you say to them right now? Something that kind of inspired and pushed you to stay more consistent with your goals.
Man, it's gonna sound so simple, but like the truth is you just have to want it.
Mm.
Like you just have to want it. Like
Mm.
what are you willing to do? What standard do you have for yourself? Like you have to get to the point where going to the gym and eating healthy is like brushing your teeth. You're
Mm.
not gonna go a day without brushing your teeth, are you? Or taking a shit, are you? Or peeing, are you? It's literally the same thing. It's just something that you do. It's a part of you. It's natural. You don't even think about it. You just do it, right? It's just who you are. It's your identity, right? You got to shift your identity for the health lifestyle to be embedded into your DNA, into your soul, you know? And then once you do that, it's going to be easy because then you're going to be like, you know what? My name's Dewan, and I'm a man who goes to the gym. I eat healthy. I take care of myself because I love myself. I'm disciplined. And this is the character that I, I'm choosing
Yes.
because we all get to decide who we are.
Yes.
Subconsciously or consciously, we're deciding who we are. So have that vision of who you want to be in your conscious mind, plant those seeds in your subconscious mind, and then you're going to live that out in the 3D.
Drop some fire down below because that shit was fire. Drop some fire down below for that, man. That was straight nuggets right there. That was straight nuggets, bro. For real. Like that was fire because and you said something at the end that I'm gonna come back to here in a second. But you guys, it like you have to create a new identity.
Yeah.
Like this is
Yeah.
just who you are at this point.
Yeah.
You guys, like, I can't fathom going more than a week, 3 days without trying to work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not a part of me. You
Mhm.
gotta create a new identity. But Dewan, you said something about you think about it, you become it, it becomes your subconscious, your conscious, and before you know it, it's reflection your 3D world. Okay.
Mhm.
That 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 was deep. Talk about that a little bit more. What do you mean by that subconscious and conscious mind in 3D world, bro?
Yeah. So, I mean, like everything happens twice, right? First in your mind, then in reality. So, any vision that you want to have come to life, you can experience it without actually being there, if that makes sense. If you
Mhm.
sit by yourself in a room for 10 minutes and close your eyes and you have that vision and you just sit in it, no phone, no computer, you just sit and you think about it and you do it every day over time, you're going to feel like you're there. You're going to see that fit version of you, lean, abs, whatever it is, right? The life that you want. And then once you have that vision embedded into your mind, it's only a matter of time before it happens in real life because instead of you chasing it, it's going to attract to you, right? Or you're going to meet it halfway, right? It's I read this book called As a Man Thinketh. I don't know if you guys ever read that book.
James
But
Allen?
as James Allen, yeah. As a man thinketh, as a man thinketh, so is he. So first, you could do it here, and it's free. You ain't gotta pay for anything. You ain't gotta do anything. It's free. You just gotta sit and think,
Yeah.
and then you gotta take the actions that that best version of yourself would do. So, would the fit version of you be smoking weed every day, drinking every single weekend, skipping workouts, eating like shit? No. The fit version of you would be sober, maybe tracking your macros, meal prepping, going for walks, listening to podcasts, investing into a great coach, right? That's what you would do. So make your choices based off the best version of who you are and not who you are in this moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you tapped in right now, bro. I could tell you dropping that fire. Yeah, bro. That was
Ab-
great. That was great. And this is why I'm so big on affirmations for you guys because of this, what he said exactly, right? Like when you keep reaffirming to yourself and you consistently say to yourself, I'm going to be ripped. I'm going to be 30 pounds less. I'm going to be 30 pounds less. Whatever your goals may be, you just keep reaffirming that to yourself. That gets stuck into your subconscious mind. And
Mhm.
without you even realizing, you start to take actions of that person that is 30 pounds less, that is ripped, that is showing up. You feel what I'm saying? Do you use affirmations or anything like that, Dewan?
I don't really do the affirmations. I more so do the visualization
Visualizing? Yeah.
that that I'm just speaking about.
Mm.
But I mean, like it's absolutely facts. Or even, you know, what I like to do as well is like write down goals and then keep
Mm,
it visible. So like have it in your room, on your fridge, inside the car. That way, again, it's being planted into your mind, and then you're always thinking about it,
mm,
right? And yeah, another good book to read is Psycho Cybernetics
mm,
by Maxwell Maltz. And in this book, it speaks to the same thing. It speaks to the fact that everyone has this thing called the creative mechanism, right? So essentially, it's like once you have a goal in your mind, okay, you have the goal, and then you live out your life, essentially. And then once the goal is planted, that mechanism is gonna find a way for that goal to come to life. Now, don't get this mixed up with, oh, okay, I want to be fit, and then you don't go to the gym. No, that's not what happens. But maybe one day you go to the gym and you meet a guy who helps you with your form. All of a sudden, he's a coach, and then he said he's gonna help you for a trial in his new business. Like stuff like that could
mm.
be that mechanism that happens, right? All about the coincidences. So yeah, that's another great book too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out myself. I'm gonna have to check that
Yeah.
out myself, man. Shoot, bro, there's another question I was about to ask you. Dang, I cannot remember. Oh, this okay. So, in my personal opinion, I truly do feel like 10% is the game plan when it comes to weight loss, right? Knowing what to eat, knowing how much to eat, right?
Mhm.
Knowing what exercises to do, how many exercises to do, all that good stuff, right?
Mhm.
But 90% comes back to this mindset that we were talking about,
Yeah.
right? Because if we're not in the right mindset, if we haven't shifted our identity, you're not going to take the aligned actions of the person that you see yourself being to lose the weight,
Facts.
right? And if you still see yourself as a person that's not consistent, that's always falling off, guess what? Even with the game plan that is made for you, you still
Mhm.
won't be consistent with hitting that.
Yeah, you gotta
Think
see,
about that.
you gotta see yourself as a different person,
Mm,
and you have to see yourself as a different person, and you can't self-sabotage yourself.
hmm.
You gotta say, I'm gonna be this person, and as you said, take those actions. It's that simple because you have all the information. You know, we live in the age of information. Anything is 30 seconds away through a search,
Mm.
right? But again, it's about that identity switch, executing, adjusting the execution along the way, and eventually you will achieve your goal. It's just a matter of time.
Facts, man. Facts. So, Devon, we got a couple questions, bro. Like I said, you guys, if you guys have any questions, drop them down below. We're about to open them up for we're about to open it up for questions. So, what I want to do, I know you guys dropped your questions. I'm gonna go one by one and I'm gonna unmute you guys and you guys can ask your questions. So, Jorge, you asked, what is the most impactful? I'm gonna let you ask a question.
Hey, what's up? Good afternoon. It's afternoon on my end, evening on your guys' end. Yeah, no, just I had a quick question here. Good stuff, good topics. I really like that. I actually have one more that I'd like to compound, but the first one that I put up right here on the chat was, what's the most impactful time to have a meal post workout? So is it like
Most
an hour afterwards, 2 hours, immediately after, 30 minutes? Just wanted to pick you guys' brain on that. There's a lot of different information out there. I've done my own research, but I just kind of wanted to. I always like to listen to subject matter experts. So I'll ping it back to you guys. And then the second one, if you guys could probably respond to this one in the chat yourselves. But you guys talk about like some self help books and it looks like you guys got some pretty good pulls. Drop your top three. I think that'd be pretty cool here for the chat to see what some of the stuff that you guys are looking at. Or what some of the stuff that you guys are reading. At least I would be interested if you guys were to put something like that, just like top three books, or hey, these are three impactful books. I think that'd be pretty cool. And a comment.
Got you.
No,
Got you. Dewan, you want to take it first?
sure, sure. So in terms of the books, number one book that really, really helped me was Outwitting the Devil by
Mm,
Napoleon Hill. That
that's a
book is crazy.
very good book.
That book, I would say How to Win Friends and Influence People Dale by Dale Carnegie. I
Carnegie.
believe that's his name.
Yep.
And then I would say The Power of Positive Thinking.
Mm,
That book really helped my mindset and just to not be a victim, be a victor, and just think positively. It's so cliche, but it helps because thinking negatively doesn't do anything for you. So it's about how we train our mind, even in dark times. That way we could, reach where we want to be. And then to answer your first question, me personally, when I'm done training, I like to have a meal anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour and a half after. Honestly, I don't really think it matters as long as you get in your protein intake for the day. That's what I believe. Like, for example, if you want to lose weight, I don't think it's about eating at certain times. It's about if you're in a deficit,
mm.
right? You could save all your calories for dinner for all I care. As long as you don't go over that number, you're good, right? So yeah, that's what I would say in terms of that.
Absolutely. So, just to piggyback off of that real quick, since we're on that topic, I agree with the one on that. And there has some research been shown where there really isn't like a specific hour that you got to eat, like after workout or whatever it may be, to like optimize your gains, like other known as like the anabolic window. But there has research been shown that your amino receptors, which bind to the protein of any protein that we eat, whether it's like a protein drink or like chicken, beef, stuff like that, right? Those amino receptors are a little bit more sensitive, which means that they're able to absorb more protein an hour after you work out, or up to an hour after you work out, excuse me. So it's not like it'll make a crazy game changer difference, but that is a little bit of a nuance with it. Your receptors will be a little bit more sensitive. But to answer your second question, three self-help books for myself that I really like, man. Dr. Joe Dispenza and it's Becoming Supernatural. That book is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So I would check that out. So Dr. Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural. Man, this is on the spot. I really like As a Man Thinketh as well too. I actually just got done reading that. I reread that at least once every 2 months because it's just very powerful. Um, man, Hmm. Man, there's a cop man. I read a whole bunch of books, so I got some
Hey,
over.
no, man, no peer pressure you could think of, but nah, but I got you, dude. That's already I got
I,
5 books. Hey,
yeah,
so just really quick, what was that second one that you named? I got down Outwitting the Devil, The Power of Positive Thinking, but that second one I wasn't able to type that one down.
as
And I was
as a
putting
man,
all these in my library. I was a man thinking.
Yes.
All right, got you.
yeah, yeah. And if I can think of a third one, I'll drop it down in the chat, bro. But yeah, I'm
Yes, sir.
spacing right now.
All right, appreciate it, fellas.
I appreciate you, bro. All right. All right. I think Chris is at work right now, so he won't be able to unmute or talk. So I got you, bro. I'll ask your question for you. Chris asks, what motivates you to keep going? I'll let you take that first, Dewan.
What motivates you to keep going? Well, what happens if you don't keep going?
Mm,
What happens if you don't keep going? Let's say you don't keep going to the gym and you don't keep working on yourself, your business, etc. You get out of shape, you don't have the resources to take care of yourself, then you can't take care of a future family. You become overweight, then you're not attractive to a woman. You don't feel good about yourself. That's all the motivation I need. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be, the best that I can. And of course, every day is not perfect. Some days I want to just chill in bed. Yeah, that's the truth. But you got to make sure that your good days outweigh your bad days,
Mm.
right? And don't cut yourself too much slack, because at the end of the day, we're all humans. So we're gonna have times where we don't feel good. That's just the facts. But it's all about your response to those times. That's what's gonna define where you end up 5, 10, 15 years from now.
Fire. Yeah, yeah, I would agree. It's the same for me too, to be honest, you guys. Like, I I know what I don't want, and what I don't want motivates me to get what I do want, right?
Yeah.
So, that's what really drives me. There's something else I wanted to say. And just becoming the best version of myself, like truly, I just what drives me is like I truly want to see my fullest potential before I die. I'm not even trying to make it sound morbid or nothing, but like when I'm laying on my deathbed, I want to be like, yo, I fucking did that shit, like I did life to the max, that's what drives me. Great question though, Chris. Chris asked, and if you guys got any question, drop them down below, or you guys can raise your hand on like the Zoom feature. Chris asked, what was the hardest part of your journey?
Hardest part of my journey, I would say two things. Number one, when I broke my arm in high school, that was hard because I was super weak after. I was already weak before, but afterwards I was even more weak. I still have some muscle imbalances to this day, to be honest, but I don't let it stop me. But yeah, that was pretty hard just getting back after that. And then I would say during COVID, when the gyms were shut down, couldn't work out. I was sneaking in the gyms, trying to doing all sorts of things just to lift. So that was hard not being able to train. But then I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna just do 200 push-ups a day at home, 200 sit-ups. So you always find a way. You make it work. You find a way. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Fire. That's fire. For me, this was when I first got into college, and I had like that first semester, I partied, did everything I wanted to do. And then towards the end of the first semester, going to second semester, I decided to like turn up and actually uh, reach my fitness goals, all that good stuff. So I signed up for a bodybuilding competition. And at the time, I thought it was just gonna be cool, but I didn't realize one, it's gonna be expensive. Two, I had to get down to a low body fat percentage. And three, I was a full-time college student. So I literally had to pick up two jobs. I was a full-time college student, and then I was working out 2 times per day because I had to do my cardio in the morning, then my weightlifting at night. And bro, it was tough. I was averaging like maybe 4 hours of sleep, 5, 6 hours of sleep some nights. But I wanted it so bad that I didn't even care. I was excited to do the work. Excited. I was asked a question. I was asked, how do you manage if you have any injuries?
So so for me and even for the people that I work with, it's always about, I believe in letting your body rest, right? Fitness is a marathon, not a sprint. So if your shoulder is hurt and you can't lift for a week, don't lift for a week. Up your step count. Eat better. Listen to your body, right? You don't want to push yourself to the point and then you make your injury worse, right? This is about sustainability. You want to be mobile. This is about into your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, etc., right? So I usually play it safe But at the same time, I don't use it as a crutch either. I'm honest with myself, right? It's not like, oh, I have a little pain in my shoulder. Okay, this is a reason not to work out. No. So you have to have self-awareness and self-discernment within yourself to know when you're actually hurt or you're just bullshitting and using it as an excuse. And that's going to come down to each person.
Facts. Facts. Yeah. Same exact reason. Like if you listen to your body first off. I wish John was here because he's dealing with an injury right now. But listen to your body. I told him, bro, don't work out, right? Like just relax, recover. And when you do that, ice. Take some ibuprofen, ice 2 times per day, once in the morning and once right before you go to sleep, right? We want to try to reduce the inflammation as much as possible. Don't do anything to aggravate the injury, right? But like Dewan said, if you're just a little sore, man, take your ass to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a little sore, we're all a little sore. You know what I'm saying? But like, you gotta have that self-awareness and being able to know, like, oh, I'm sore versus uh like this is an actual injury. You feel what I'm saying? And when you have that differentiation, you talk to me and we can realize, okay, this is an actual injury, then yeah, you gotta give yourself the time necessary to rest and recover. Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
But you guys, is there any more questions? All right. Any more questions? All right. Well, shoot. Everybody drop a fire for Dewan, man, because he came in, he dropped that fire tonight. And before I let you go, bro, actually, where can people find you?
Yeah, yeah. So you could follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is DEJUANJMARTIN. I'm always dropping content about fitness, about living abroad. If you guys ever thought about leaving the States or Canada, I'm in Brazil. I've been to multiple countries in Latin America, so I speak about, life being overseas. Of course, I'm gonna drop knowledge on helping you guys get fit, and yeah, just things about my personal story in my life and how I overcame them. So yeah, you could check me out there, and thank you, bro, for having me on. This was very fun, and I was grateful to just kind of share the little bit that I know with the people that you're helping. So yeah, it was awesome, man.
Man, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. We're gonna have to do a part two, man. Bring you on, talking more about your experience and traveling to different countries and where you're living at now.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
man. We got
Dewan, drop your IG in the chat.
okay, yeah, yeah. Here, let me do
Drop in
that
the
real.
chat real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
so
drop.
everybody go save that real quick. But yeah, man, appreciate you rolling through tonight. Like I said, we're gonna have to do this again. We're gonna have to do a part two. And other
Yeah.
than that, you guys have an amazing rest of your evening. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.